help on programming project 1. All right. All right, first, project submission and deadline. This question, all right. Submission for your project, you have a project folder, right? When you develop this project, you need to create a project. That means there is a folder containing everything, okay? So you have a project folder. Here I noticed, you know, we have our students use different IDEs. In class, we use Eclipse. All right. Let me do that here. All right. Eclipse, EE, and I also noticed some people use the IntelliJ. IDEA. All right. Because for different IDEs inside a project, the structure, the supporting files could be different. But for you, you don't worry about that. You just zip your project folder and submit it. What do? You know, whatever inside your project, do not do everything on it. Okay, zip your project folder. So you have a one zip file and submit that zip file. Okay, all right. Don't worry about the structure inside your project. At my side, I do not look at that part. I do not look at the, you know, supporting files. I only look at your source files. When I run your project, I just copy your source files and put it in my project. I create an empty project. Then I just run it, okay? So if you have all the resources, we know the Java EE, the project must follow the Java EE specification. So when I copy your files, I just follow the Java EE specification so I can run it, okay? Yeah, don't worry about that part. Yeah. Some students ask me, you know, trying to send me that, you know, output, you know, that kind of file, the binary. Yeah, do not send me that. Yeah, the binary. All right, because I need to look at your source. If you send me the binary file, I cannot see your source. Okay. Yeah, sometimes when I feel I need to look at your source code, I need to get into your source code. All right, so you need to let me read your source code. Okay, yeah, so that part is important. Yeah, so that's for the submission question. The deadline, yeah. Some students noticed 2 different dates. In my project description, I put November 13th, Sunday. November 13th, Sunday. But in my old project setup, I put November 9th. I already changed it. So if you check it now, it becomes November 13th, Sunday already. Okay, yeah. But even that, you do not have a lot of time. So I like to modify the rule in this way. Okay, yeah. Because some students still, they try to earn that extra credit, right? Extra credit issue. Here, let me update my extra credit policy here. All right. Yeah. This November 13th, Sunday, exactly this day, not 1 week before this one, not 1 week before this, just this day, you can earn 1% extra credit. Okay, so don't worry, otherwise you will have less than 1 week. That may not be good enough for you. Yeah. So here, I just give you 1 more week. You just make this date our original submission date as the extra credit date. Okay, yeah. All right. Then next one, yeah. Because many students may not be able to complete it by our original deadline. So I give you another week. This one, I still give you 0.5 extra credit. How about that? 0.5 extra credit. Then after that, 0. Okay? No extra credit, but no penalty. In this way, you do not have a lot of pressure. All right? You do not have a lot of pressure. But the bottom line is you must complete this project. In order to pass this class, you have to complete this project. All right? If you do not do it, you have no chance to pass this class. All right? So here I make the rule, you know, pretty flexible for you. All right? 2 extra credit lines. First line, second line. Then the remaining later submission, I still accept late submission. No penalty, but you must complete it in order to pass this class. You cannot make it without it. All right? Yeah. And so that's the project 1. Project 2, I just got a new idea project. So I will post the project 2 in about 1 week. Yeah. In next class, I will talk about project 2. Yeah. On Monday class next week, I will talk about project 2 and give you the assignment. Okay. And yeah, I will talk about that. So there is overlap. Yeah. But we have to start project 2. Otherwise, we cannot complete it by the end of the semester. Okay. Yeah. But for the project 2, I give you a sample. So when you start, I give you a sample project. So you can use my sample project to do that project 2. Although you need to do some work, but not that hard. You have something to start with. Okay, yeah. All right. So that's this problem. Then the next problem I want to talk about. I mentioned that last time. Last time before our midterm, in that class, I talk about the project 1 sample A. Yeah. I upload the zip file of this sample project. So you can find it under Module 5, Part A. You can download that, module 5, part A. You can download this zip file. Okay. This one, you can get that feature, redirect to the servlet, and the servlet retrieve initial parameters, city information, tax rates information from the web.xml. That feature is in the sample project, part A, all right? And later today, I will show you another time. I just run this project, okay? Although very simple, but for some students, you may like to see how do I run it, yep. Because it just takes 2 or 3 minutes, not long. I will show you later today, yeah. Okay, yeah. So that is the project 1 sample A. After that, you can use my source code. Yeah. Some students just use my PowerPoint slides to work on this one. Yeah, oh, they already work on it. Yeah. But this time, for the remaining students, you can use my sample A project source code. All right. And today, I like to do next version, sample B version. Sample B version to address another feature, JSTL. JSTL to display two drop-down lists. Okay, yeah. Today we do this feature, drop-down lists using JSTL. Okay, yeah. And after that, I like to talk about prime factorization. Feature. Talk about this question by here, Java, big integer. Class. I'll give you a big integer example. Okay, I show you how to use this class to do some basic operations. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do today. Yeah. All right. Before I go to the programming part, working on the Eclipse, so let me explain some basic concepts. All right, yeah. First, that drop-down list feature. This feature, okay, JSTL. We know how to use JSTL, although you do not have experience. Yeah. So here in my sample project B, I show you. Yeah. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Yeah. We use for each loop, C:, for each loop. All right. All right. But there is some special, there is one special little thing I need to explain here before we use it. The usual way we use it, I already gave you in the PowerPoint notes. But here there is one small feature I didn't give you there, but here we need to use it. Yeah. All right, so the place is here. We know the drop-down list, we use the select element. HTML select element, right? Yeah. That's the drop-down list. And inside it, each item, we use that option element. For the option element, there is some attribute we need to use, value attribute, right? In part A, we have that. You can see the value in part A, we use the index I. Index I as the value. Then, yeah, you know, the city. That is the basic structure of the drop-down list. So here the question is, this I part, how to get this index I. If you go back to look at our original PowerPoint notes for look, in that usage, there is no index information. So here we need to add index information. Okay, yeah. The index, how to add index information in this way. Yeah. We add an extra attribute inside the for each loop. Inside the for each loop, we add an extra attribute. Later, I will work on the code so you can see better. Here, I just explain what I'm going to do. var status attribute. This attribute, the name is called var status. And you need to give a name for it because later you need to use this attribute to get an index. That's called status. Okay, that is attribute in that for each tag. For each tag, we add this one. All right. After that, then to get the index value from 0, 1, 2, 3, yeah, because for each, usually we do not use that index number. Here, we need to use that. So then you use the EL dollar curly braces status dot index. Okay, use this EL expression, you can get the index value. Okay, yeah. That's the extra thing we need to add. Yeah. After that, everything just pretty simple. Okay, yeah. And definitely we need to do data preparation. In order to display the drop list, we need to do data preparation in the servlet. In that. Data preparation, remember, based on the requirement. The city, we need to use list of string data structure. Okay, yeah. List of string data structure. Oh, yeah, in my description, I used the double array. Yeah, actually, yeah, we can also use a list of double to represent the tax rates. Cities. Yeah. If I If I use double array, I will change to list of double. Because in that way, the structure of two parts, the same structure. Okay. Same structure. Yeah. But there is another thing, as I remember in our project description. These two pieces, I may like you to put in a Java Bean properties as two Java Bean properties. Today in my project sample B, I didn't put in Java Bean properties. Okay, I leave this part to you because that part also pretty easy. But I like you to do it. When you do it, you can get better understanding on Java Bean properties, using Java Bean properties to store data. Okay, so that part I leave it to you. So if you need my help, later I can talk about that. Okay, so you try first. Java Bean properties. Straightforward, but later you can use EL to retrieve. When you retrieve the data, use EL to retrieve the data. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's this feature. Next feature, prime factorization. This feature. Okay. Yeah. In our description, I ask you to use 100-digit integer, random, okay, generate a random, random. Yeah. In the example I give you in that big, I already have this part, okay? So I will show you later. In my big integer example, I already include this method, okay? You just specify any number of digits. Then we generate this number of digit big integer. You just call that method, all right? Yeah. So this part, you already have it. You just call it, all right? And another thing to understand big integer a little, because we need to use it to overcome the overflow problem. Think about, if you do not use this special class, Java class, what is the largest integer you can use in Java? Long, right? Long integer, long integer. That one you cannot handle very big integers because the data type, you only use 8 bytes. 8 bytes integer, how large you can handle? Very small. Okay, very small. Yeah. 2 to the 63rd minus 1. The largest integer you can handle is this. Okay. Yeah. All right. Think about that. Okay. Yeah. But we need to work on much larger than that. Yeah. So the solution is Java big integer class. Okay. Yeah. So in my example, I did, yeah, actually the special operation I do there, find the big integer that is close to the square root of the given big integer. That's what I show you in this example, square root. But we cannot take square root. Think about that. All right. The square root is not a big integer, right? Yeah. So here I need to use some binary search algorithm to find this big integer that is close to the square root of the given big integer. All right. Then in our prime factorization, here, let's talk about the algorithm. You can find algorithm easily from the web. Okay. Find an algorithm. Yeah. The algorithm basically use a simple algorithm in number theory called a sieve. Yeah. But that is the, very rough version of that sieve algorithm. Rough version. Not the accurate, not the, the most efficient sieve version. So that is a rough version of the sieve. Yeah. The reason is we want that algorithm as simple as possible. Otherwise, you will make the algorithm very complicated. Yeah. This rough version is very simple. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So in order to factor, write a big integer, just take a prime factor out. You just use a for loop to do division, integer division, mod operation. Yeah. Okay. Integer division. By the modular operation. That percent operator, modular, mod. Okay. You check the remainder equals 0 or not. If the remainder equals 0, then you can do integer division and do the factorization. Okay, yeah. So that's the basic idea. You just use a for loop. Yeah. In the for loop, then there is a improved method. Okay, improved. because there is a, before that improved method, one version is you run the for loop from 0, not probably from 1, because you don't want to do division from 1, right? 2. Let's start from 2. Okay. Then less than I less than some number. And let's say I plus plus. So then you do the modular operation. Okay. So the mod I if equal to 0 or not. All right. But there is an improved version. You use square root number there. Okay. All right. So square root, actually, there is a better way. I start from 3. Because when I equals 2, you can do on 2 directly. So work on 2 first. Because 2 is an even number. All the remaining primes can only be odd number. So you work on the only even prime, 2 first. After that, you just only work on odd number. Okay. So I less than square root, actually root of n. All right. So that's why my example, I use that root. Think about that. All right. Square root. Then I equals I plus 2. Because for the odd number, every time you jump by 2. So you can save some unnecessary testing. Unnecessary. So this is a slightly improved version to do the prime factorization. Okay. All right. So you can try this part. You can try. I will write my code myself because I want to test how fast. If it's too slow, then I may need to change. What I want to test to do prime factorization on that 100-digit integer, how slow it is. If it takes too long, I need to modify this requirement because I don't want you to wait for about 1 minute. Even you wait for the result for 1 minute, that's too slow. Okay. So I want to reduce to, let's say, within 10 seconds. The response time should be within 10 seconds. That can be tolerated. Okay. All right. So that's the question I like to talk about before I work on the example. Okay. All right. So let me work on the example now. Okay. All right. Let me bring up my Eclipse. All right. All right. First, let me show you how to run sample project A first. Very easy. I just want to make sure every one of you can start from this one. All right. We create a dynamic project, one sample A. Here I call one, yeah, because I already have that sample A. Yeah. Sample A1 here. And we can finish because we do not need web.xml. I provide you web.xml, yeah, but you need to copy it. Do not forget to copy that. Okay, all right. So let me copy the files here. Yeah. Expand these folders. Then let's work on sample one. Yeah, so after you download, unzip it, so you can find these file location. First, let's copy 3 JSP files. Put it right under, drop it on web app node. Okay. Second, we need to copy the web.xml. Web.xml, drop on this web-inf. Yeah, so it's there. So the web part is ready. Okay, all right. After that, Java part. So this Java folder, we copy this edu folder to this Java node. All right, so then it's there. If you go to the Java resources, you can see the packages. In this package, there are 2 servlets, start servlet, calculate servlet, 2 servlet files. Here, I just put a simple code there. All right. Now let's run it so you can see the result. All right. Right click, run on server. All right. Here, I just run sample A1. Yep. So you see the city drop-down list. But this version, I use the JSP scriptlet. I didn't use JSTL. So the next version, we will change to JSTL version. Okay, yeah. All right, so you can select one of the 3 cities, click calculate. Then display the result here, but if you go to the Eclipse, you can see some information printed out in the console, all right? So the cities, all 3 cities, the tax rates, all 3 tax rates, and the selected city, Atlanta. We select third one, so we pick the selected city, and then we find the corresponding tax rate, 7.2, we print it out. So we retrieve the information we need, yeah. But on the web page, you need to display the information you want to show to your users. So I just give you some basic part. You need to do the complete work by yourself, okay? So that's the first sample example, sample A, okay, all right. Next, let's work on the sample B. Sample B, at my side, let me just work on this A1 version. I modify it to get a sample B. Okay, yeah. Because we only need to change two places. One place, the data part, we use list of string, list of doubles to store the data. Then the JSP part, drop-down list, we use JSTL. Only these two things. Okay, all right. Yeah, so let me work on that. All right. First, I go to the start servlet. All right. In the start servlet, look at the old way, the city way, right? Yeah. Here, let me make this string array as that list of string, because I like you to use this new data structure. This one is more flexible. Okay, list of string, let's call it city list. This reference equals new array list string. We construct this empty object. But after you construct, you need to import to the first one is this list interface from java.util. All right. Second one, array list. You need to import that class also from java.util package. All right. Okay. After that, you need a for loop to populate the data. Populate that data. All right. So for int I equals 0. All right. I less than the city ARR dot length. Yeah. Number of elements in the array I plus plus. Okay, yeah. Then add city element into it. City list dot add string. What is string? Each element in this string array. How about that? I, element I. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that is the first object, first list object. It's there, the data is there. All right. The second, we need to work on the rate part. Rate. Yeah. Yeah. We also want to display the rate information on this screen. Okay. Rate. Rates. Okay, yeah, split string array. All right. Then we need a list of doubles for rate. String to double object, capital double. Because it must be a capital. It must be an object. So we use the capital double. Not lowercase double. All right. Not city. Yeah, let's call the rate list. All right, rate list double. All right, yeah. Then think about, we need to do double conversion, right? Yeah, because the given rate is in given rate. is in a string. Okay, yeah. All right. Then we do conversion. Okay, yeah. Conversion, double. Here we can use lowercase double. Okay, the current rate, yeah, or my rate. All right, equals. Now we do conversion. Double. Dot parse double. Parse double that rate array. That rate array of I. We do conversion. Okay, yeah. So we have that double number for the rate. Then we add it to the rate list object. Rate list dot add. Although it's double, but we add my rate. Okay. Yeah. And then Java will convert lowercase double to uppercase double automatically. So we do not need to worry about it. Okay. Yeah. No error, right? Yeah. So these two data preparation is ready there. Okay. All right. Next, store in cities. This time we store city list, not city array. City list. Okay, yeah. And the rates, we store under the name rates. And the rate list. All right, now it's ready. Data preparation is ready. That's all we need to do. No error. So this part looks fine. Yeah. All right. Next, we need to work on the drop-down list to display the data. Okay, 2 drop-down lists. We do it in input.jsp. Input, let's open that input.jsp. All right, let's work on here. All right, first, we need to include JSTL, 2 library files. I will provide it to you. So part B, so I'll find it. Later, I will upload these files to you. Okay, yeah. So you don't worry about that. These 2 Java files or JR files, copy, put in the lib folder. All right, yeah. So the library, JSTL library ready, first thing. Second thing, we need to make it available for this JSTL. All right, so let me copy that line. I just find that line for you. Yeah. From this example, this line. All right. C prefix, the core package of JSTL. We just use that. Okay. Now, let us use that for each loop. Okay, remember, let me show you the for each loop for the city part. Okay, all right. C colon for each. Yeah. Look at this, for each. Okay, all right. Then attribute VAR attribute. City, let's call individual city for this VAR attribute. Then items, that's our list of data. Items, city list. We'll put under this name, right? Then remember the index, var status attribute. We need to retrieve the index status. All right, so that's the for each loop structure. Now, inside it, option, right? We need to copy that option. Option, all right. Option, the status index, we put here, EL status dot index. So we get that index value. Here, we also use EL to get that city. Individual city. Okay, all right. That's all we need. That's the first drop-down list. How about that? Look at the first drop-down list. Look at that. Okay, all right. Then the second one, similar. Yeah, I just modify the second one. Yeah. First one, let me use this for the cities, colon, then we display the drop-down list. After that, let me put a space. All right. Then let me copy this element again and modify it for the second drop-down list. Second, we call the text rates. Right? So let's call the rate. Okay, all right. Var, let's call the rate. Items rate list. Status, also same thing as before, rate. All right, okay, yeah. That's the second drop-down list, text rates. Okay, all right. Now we can test it. All right. So that's the drop-down list, JSTL way. Okay, yeah. No error on this page, so we can run it. Oh, input exception. Oh, oh yeah. Sorry, we don't need this line. All right. Yeah, I forgot to remove. Yeah. So let me just. Yeah, this is the old one. Let me just remove my old one. This line. Why we need it, right? We don't need it. Okay. Oh, another thing. Yeah, let's go back to look at our data. Yeah, we have a few minutes. We call the cities rates. The attribute name, cities and the rates. All right. That means here we should use cities and the rates, not the city list. That's the object reference. Cities and the rates. Because here in the items, we should refer to the attribute names, not the object references. Attribute names. All right. That's important. Okay. All right. Yeah. So let's run again. Let me stop the server first. All right. Run it again. Yeah, you see, 2 drop-down lists. Oh, cities, oh, rates, something is wrong. Something is wrong. Bar items, city. Huh? Why is that? Rate. Huh? That's not right. City. That's not right. I. Yeah. That's strange. Because I tested before. Oh, do you know why? Yeah, another big problem. Let's fix it. Yeah. We still have a few minutes, so we can fix this last error. Okay. Look at in the items, we need to use EL expressions, not the name directly. Okay. We put it in this EL expressions. That's the problem. Okay. Put it curly braces, dollar curly braces. That's the problem. You can see, yeah, all these places, we need to be very careful. Last test, I think this time it should work. Okay, yeah. Let me shut down this first. We start a new page. Yeah, now see all the cities, all the tax rates. All right. Yeah. But last thing before we finish today's class, today I do not have time to talk about big integer, so I will give it to you. Next time I explain that. All right. When you select a city, let's say we change a different city, then you need to call a JavaScript function to update the tax rate automatically. You do not ask the user to select the tax rate. All right. Yeah. So here, let me repeat again. Every time you select a city, then the corresponding tax rate should be changed for that city automatically by calling a JavaScript function. Okay, that little feature, I need you to do it. I leave it to you. All right. Okay. So not like this. Here, I didn't write the JavaScript function. So it does not change automatically. Okay, so that feature, you need to make it. Okay, all right. So that's it. So let me stop here and I will upload this video So you can